I'm Carolina Costa. I'm a cinematographer. I have a movie in competition on a certain regard. It's called Las Elegidas, and it's a Mexican production. Each location, we basically designed, I created like what we call the Cine Bible. That it was like basically for each location, we designed a look. So each location was almost like a character. And it had its own references, I guess. But in general, I would say the look for it was, we call it a stylized documentary. That was like what we coined as what we were doing. David, was very important for him to feel fresh with the actors. They never read the script, the kids. So it was like everything was on the day. Like, okay, this is what we're doing, let's go. And I'll be lighting and I'll have like a rough idea where they're gonna be. But it was just, let's let them do something, we'll create the environment, and then we'll put real people in it. And that was kind of where the stylized documentary came about. So, I mean, for me, it was a very clear decision. I was like, okay, let's shoot with the Alexa. I had no doubts about that. And we decided to go with ARRIRAW. And production was happy with that. We had really good support, technician support on set with the DIT, which was really helpful as well, to design the look. And we shot with Cook S4s, which is my preferred combination with Alexa and Cook S4s. It just has a certain look to it. And I did use a lot of filtration as well. A lot of promise filters, and just to help to create a little bit more of what I thought he was after, and I think eventually we did a lot of testing with the Alexa in Mexico when I arrived in pre-production, and we just kind of looked like a little bit of the lifted blacks, and it just had, I don't know, it just gave a little feeling to that David liked, and that's kind of what we went with. We chose ARRIRAW. It was just to give us, I mean, for me it was just important to, like I said, we call it like a stylized documentary, and it was very important for me to have the flexibility in post to be able, I knew I wanted to play a lot with the bottom part of the curve, and I wanted to have that latitude, you know, and then I have the possibility of, you know, pushing one way and another. There was a base LUT, yeah, exactly, there was a base LUT, and then we just did a little bit of tweaking, and what I was saying earlier is just, it gave a look already to the movie, so the director can work with something that is just not flat and clean to look at, that has, you know, already has some character, some taste, you know, some flavor. And it was great because it also saved us a lot of time. We didn't have, because we pretty much wrapped reshoots and got the confirmation that we were like coming to Cannes. So we had to rush and do color correction, all the post in France. And I had 5 days to do color correction, which is insanity for a feature film. But because we had already developed that look on set and having like a good DIT, and that just made so much sense. And I was just like, when people ask, why are you spending money on that? And now you know, because now you're saving here. And that was the only reason we finished in 5 days, because it was just already like, you had a taste to it. The colorists received the files from the dailies. He had a really good idea where we're going, and then we just sometimes push it further or not, or push, you know, pull back. But it gave us like a good base to start. So our budget, I think final at the end was like 1.3. Which in Mexico goes a little bit further than in the US. I don't know how it's in France, but in Mexico definitely goes a little bit further. We shot for 6 weeks, and I was there for pre-production for 5 weeks. Yeah, I think all total was like for 3 months and living in Mexico, yeah.